quicker. If flushed out of the pocket, he might even be more dangerous. The next step for him, being able to throw on rhythm and deliver from the pocket.
Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Edmonds. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3-3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Murray flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll run on 1st down. Edmonds. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It was Nick Vigil there on the stop. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And the catch made by Hopkins. A Cardinal first down, Murray to Hopkins. For this defense, CD, and going up against Kyler Murray here, what's the secret to keeping him in check?
Having better athletes than him, which is really unrealistic. So I go way back in football. They used to have a coverage called the umbrella coverage with 4 defenders back deep. Now you want to try and move that umbrella up front with Kyler Murray. Kind of surround him and keep him hemmed into the pocket. Because if he breaks out, he's going to hurt your defense in a big way with his legs.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now Murray. On the screen, this is Edmonds. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Prater's kick is good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Prater now will send it away following the main field goal. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th is a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
And what really attracts people to him? A passionate leader, controls a huddle really well, controls the locker room, and also throws with anticipation and accuracy, especially evident when he throws the deep ball.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. To throw is Cousins. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing, Cousins. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Play action now. Cousins under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this 1st quarter.
Zaven Collins
in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll start on the ground with Edmonds, and not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
Murray, strong running, and able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good game. He's able to call his own number for 8 that time, but it leaves him with a 3rd down. Here's Murray. Flush, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
And when you think of the Vikings, you think of a team that brings a lot of pressure to the quarterback, but a surprise in 2020, only 23 sacks as a unit last year. So they're in need of bigger production from their pass rush in 2021. Remember, last year's numbers, they were in the bottom 5 in the NFL. No way they want a repeat of that.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away.
KJ Osborne deep for Minnesota.
And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They start the drive with Cook. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really floating around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. 1st down Vikings.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins.
And that's complete to KJ Osborne.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Cousins again. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Play fake. Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half.
But what a break here. Turnover late in this first half, and now they're set up in field goal range already.
With a chance to get more. So what you're telling your unit as they go out onto the field is very simply this. We've got 3 in our hip pocket. Don't jeopardize that. Let's attack and go for the big one here. Let's go get 6 and give ourselves a chance to really feel good going into the half.
Following that fumble recovery, it's Murray. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
2nd down and 3.
Shotgun now for Murray.
That's out to the flat for Edmonds.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Murray now on 1st down.
He'll swing that out to Edmonds.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Again, they'll throw with Murray. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Murray going to throw. Dancing to his left, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray as the first half is winding down.
And the Cardinals would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Prater for the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive as they go to work with 12 seconds on the clock. Well, indeed, try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Final play of the half, Cousins.
He'll fire one deep for Westbrook. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. It was a terrific first half from the former #1 overall pick, Kyler Murray. First, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Vikings in that first half. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings featured back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. Second in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a run with Cook. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook,
70 yards.
and the Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Boy, the word with Dalvin Cook is explosiveness. I'm not sure there's anybody in the league that has the acceleration that he does, and he put it to good effect there.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Out of his end zone comes Andy Isabella. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
First play of the drive, a 1st down run. Well, that sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
First down, Murray. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41. To throw, it's Murray. Steps away to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Now how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Here's Murray. And able to find Kirk complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. From back at the 2, here's 3rd and goal.
And Murray's going to keep this.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
No question, he's so dangerous down here near the goal line. The safeties, they have to be involved in run support against a quarterback like this. And in turn, they're going to ask their teammates to be involved as well.
For the field goal, a 20-yard attempt.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown in this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also in letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the 2nd half and take over.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal.
Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First down, Minnesota.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Throwing is Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Jordan Phillips, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. To throw, Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. .39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Well, a pretty move couldn't create much space, down just beyond the 35.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
Here's Andy Lee now as he'll kick it away for the second time. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So Cousins and the Vikings down 13-7, a little under a minute 50 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Now Cousins.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he makes it all the way down to the 31. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Cousins to throw. That's complete. It's Cook. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. And this is Cook with the grab. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 16 more on that one and another first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch him drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in a huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. That is caught by Thielen. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the fourth quarter. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
Joseph now to have the PAT. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. So that drive, 4 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. On the return, Andy Isabella. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now it's the Cardinals' turn. Trailing by a point. A little under 50 seconds to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down. Murray to throw. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
To throw is Murray. Buying time to his left. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
Now Murray. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
And that's caught by Williams.
He finds an opening past the 40.
And he's going to get some of that yardage back. Still doesn't have a first down, but he does get out of bounds to stop the clock.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Back to throw, Murray. This is caught, it's Kirk. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Murray a give to Edmonds on the option.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal.
Taken at about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
the Vikings now to start their next drive. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Thinking back to 2015, didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'll be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try